Hello again, Dinky Dana here. I just got back from the flea market. I went there with my brother today, and I wasn't sure how many vendors there were going to be. It was really cold this morning. I was thinking about not going, but I went with my brother, and we got up there really early, right as people were setting things up. And I could definitely tell that flea market season's kind of ending. A lot of the vendors that are usually up there weren't there, and it wasn't quite as packed. So I was walking around the flea market and didn't really see anything video game related. And right at the end, I was walking by this guy who had a whole bunch of electronics sitting out on the ground. And I saw something and just could not believe it. My brother was even saying he just saw how excited I was right when I saw it. So I go up to the guy, I ask him how much he wants for this video game console. And he checks with his buddy. He says, you know, how much do you want for this video? He didn't even know what it was. He just said for this video game, or I don't know. So he goes to the guy, and the guy's busy dealing with someone else. So I just stand there and wait for about 3 minutes. I was willing to spend probably $40 or $50 on this thing. And after 3 minutes, the guy comes over, and he says, oh yeah, I'll take $5 for it. So I got this for $5. You guys are probably going to hate me. I got an Atari 2600 Heavy Sixer for $20 last week. But this here is the best deal that I've ever gotten at the flea market. So I can't even believe that I ran into this. What I bought is a Vectrex. I could not believe that I saw this sitting there. It had this and some games. And I wasn't sure if it worked, but for $5, I mean, this thing's worth $100 to $150. And I've never seen a video game console like this at all. Later in this video, I'm going to show you some gameplay from it. I'll record some footage from some of the games. And I'm just so happy to have this in my collection. I've always wanted one, but I never wanted to spend over $100 to get one. So, could not believe that I got that. I don't think I've ever gotten anything as cool as that up at the flea market. So the games here, he just had this sitting on top of it. And I got these with it for $5 too, so $5 total for all of this. And the first game is Cosmic Chasm. The second game is Starhawk. We got Ripoff. What's this one? Clean Sweep. Star Trek, the motion picture. Armor Attack. And the last one is Space Wars. So I've never actually used the Vectrex in real life. The only one I've ever seen is out at the Classic Gaming Expo, where the guy was selling a light pen, and GameStar81 actually bought a multi-cart for it. So now that I have one, I'm probably going to want one of those multi-carts which has every game for it. But for you, all of you who don't know what a Vectrex is, this was released in 1982, and I'm just going to show you some gameplay footage of what it looks like. So I'll show you that right now. Alright, let's take a look at this thing. For those of you who don't know what a Vectrex is, one cool thing about it is that everything's combined all into one unit. So you have the screen here, and then on the bottom is your controller. And it flips out of the bottom, so you have a 4-button controller there. And you can also use 2 players. You can plug in a second controller port, and then you plug the games in over on the right side. The games would go right back there. So I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to turn off the lights and then turn on the system so I can show you what it looks like while it's playing. Alright, so let's take a look at the gameplay. The Vectrex uses vector graphics, which kind of remind me of an oscilloscope. I used to use up in electrical engineering classes, but I'll just turn it on and show you what it looks like. The visuals are incredibly crisp and clear, but when I try and record it through the camera, it gets blurry and it has this weird flicker. So the visuals are a lot better in real life. Everyone always says that in videos. This is the first time I've played it and actually owned one. So I'm just going to say the same thing everyone else says, but when you see this in real life, it's incredibly clear. I was really impressed with it. So let's turn this on and show you what the gameplay looks like. There's a dial under here, and it controls the volume and turns on the system. So let's take a look at the game. Alright, so there's our ship. I can use the D-pad left and right to spin my ship, but I can't move myself up and down at all. The only way that you could do that is by using the 3 button, and it'll kind of use my thrusters and shoot my ship around. So you don't actually move with the D-pad, you just choose which direction you want to fly. So you could shoot the ships, and then there's also a teleport button. I guess you have a certain amount of uses on that, I don't know. I barely even played this game, I just got home with it, but it's really cool. I've never really seen a system like this, and I'm having a lot of fun with it so far. So that's what the Vectrex looks like. It's a really cool system, hard to find, and it's worth a good bit of money. But I can't believe I picked it up at the flea market, especially for $5. I was willing to spend more money on it, but lucked out and actually got 7 games with it. So just wanted to show you what I picked up and show you what the Vectrex looks like. I'm Dinky Dana, and thanks for watching.